Good afternoon. This is KHEA Radio. It's Clear Life Combat. My name is Gardy. I have a guest that's zooming in. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we're going to find out about everything that he has going on. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me on the show. Stoked for this interview.
Yeah, thank you for making some time. You've been pretty busy. If so, what's your name? And then where do you train out of? And then we'll get into everything that just happened last weekend. So introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, my name is Oliver Jimenez. I train out of Heritage Muay Thai, Metro Fight Club, and Gracie Barra Westchase.
So last weekend, it was a week from today. There was a Fury Fighting Championship event, and you were the main event, right? So walk us through what happened and how did it go?
Uh, man, well, I didn't think I was gonna fight because I had like four guys pull out within like a weekend. So nobody could give me a fight and whatnot. But as Vasquez stepped up, he's a tough dude. I have nothing but respect for him. But man, I knew I wasn't gonna lose that fight. Uh, I was just too. I trained too hard. I was too motivated, and just I think my striking is just it's on another level than honestly all the amateurs and a lot of pros.
So you were talking about before we went on air a little bit about your coach, and so I guess your coach at Heritage Muay Thai. Is that your background? Is that the main place where you train striking, and what signaled that transition into MMA?
Yeah. So my main gym is Heritage Muay Thai. I started off doing Muay Thai before MMA. I've been under Michael Corley for I want to say 8 years now. He's the president of the United States Muay Thai Federation. So he's been helping the sport grow in the United States and overseas. So yeah, as far as striking goes, man, he's best striking coach in Texas and one of the best in the country. Uh, and I feel like he doesn't get the enough credit that he deserves. But I think my striking going into MMA is kind of opening up people's eyes to what you could do with Muay Thai in MMA.
Mm-hmm. So 8 years ago, what inspired you to walk in and start training Muay Thai?
Honestly, funny story. I was watching TV with my stepdad one time, and Diego Sanchez versus Clay Guida came on, and I was like, "Whoa, I want to do that."
Yeah.
So I wanted to do MMA. I looked around, and there wasn't anything around me, and I found a small Muay Thai gym, and I walked in. First class, I got hooked. And I was there every day. I was going to college at the time, and you have like a 1 hour period in between another class. I would just leave and go train, and then I wouldn't go back to class. Yeah, my mom didn't like that too much, but yeah, eventually, yeah, like I said, I got hooked on Muay Thai, and I did it for the past 8 years. I moved. I met Corley. I fought under one of his shows, and I started cross training at his gym, and it was just like a whole nother animal over there. So I decided to switch over, and man, it's just I've been seeing different changes in my game for the past 8 years, and been able to fight all over the country. So
Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day, and they were just saying usually for Muay Thai, I mean, people international events all over the country. But as far as like that Houston area, is there many events that take place here?
no, not really. I know they have like a lot of smokers, like in gym sparring, but as far as shows, not too many. I know, like I said, a couple years ago, when my coach got back from Thailand, he was trying to put on shows, and he put on like five or six. Um, then he decided to take over the presidency of the USMF. But I know Jonathan Harris now. He's putting on shows for Texas, which is like it's amazing for people that like Muay Thai and Muay Thai athletes.
With these events that are taking place in this Houston area, and even there's one that's like 5 minutes from me at the Booker T World Gym Arena. There's another one coming up quick. Are you going to be focusing on MMA? Are you going to be competing in Muay Thai or both, or what does that look like?
So March, it's called the USA qualifiers. So basically, it's an invite only tournament. Uh, they're picking the best 16, 140 pound Muay Thai fighters from all over the country um, to fight for a spot for the USA team for the World Games, which is kind of like the Olympics for Muay Thai. So I got the invitation. I'm one of the 16. Hopefully get 4 or 5 fights in a weekend, and then after that, go straight MMA, go pro, make my pro debut in April. That's the plan right now.
That's quick. So you got the qualifiers in March, Muay Thai, and then you're gonna make. So your next MMA fight is planned to be a professional debut.
Yes, yes, sir.
You know, is your coach and just you just feel ready, or what makes you feel like, hey, now's the time, let's do this?
Um, Honestly, I feel like I think it's I think my striking is at a point where I've sparred with a lot of UFC fighters, a lot of high level strikers, and I can hang with them or get the best or the better of them. Uh, Obviously MMA, it's you got to work on your ground and your striking and everything. But I feel like I'm at a good level now to where it's time to go pro. Uh, I was trying to go pro a couple years ago before COVID. Uh, I had signed a contract with Glory Kickboxing, but then COVID happened, and that's kind of another reason why I wanted to switch over to MMA and just be more active. But yeah, I think skill wise, it's time. It's time. It's time to go pro now.
Yeah. What's been the biggest, the areas that you've had to learn, switching from Muay Thai to MMA, and how has that transition been, learning those new skills?
Uh, for sure. First thing was the wrestling. you know, yeah, stuffing the takedowns, getting up. Uh, it's it works different muscles that you don't usually have to work in Muay Thai. But also the rhythm. It's a different rhythm. Muay Thai, you don't really move back or move around too much. It's mostly you stand there, you block, you either take or give. MMA, you have to be in, you have to be out, you have to change the levels. So it's a lot more footwork and the wrestling.
Having that opportunity to fight for Fury Fighting Championship and winning that 135-pound title, what does that mean to you?
Uh, it was a goal for me when I started MMA last year. And I told myself, I wrote it down in my notebook. That was one of the goals that I wanted to accomplish was getting the belt. Um, and I know fighting for Fury, it's a big company. Even in the amateurs, like it's a big company. So I was excited. There was no way I was gonna lose that fight. And yeah, now I'm going for the pro belt.
How tall are you?
5'11".
So you're 5'11", fighting at 135 pounds. That's a pretty good size, bigger than most people, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's a big advantage I have over a lot of people in my division right now.
Yeah. Whenever you train or strike with people, or even some of your training partners that are compete at that same weight, is there any surprises to them? I guess like how tall you are, your reach, or anything like that.
Yeah, I think yeah, my reach. I like to kick a lot, so that throws them off also because it just adds to my advantage since I can stay farther away. Um, but also being the taller guy, it's kind of it's a little difficult when you fight the shorter guys because they can shoot in lower. So that's something that I've been having to fix and better myself at.
At the gyms that you're at, they're great. They're great gyms, right? And so you have the opportunity to train with some high level athletes. Who are some of your training partners that have really elevated your skills?
At Heritage, I train with Rebecca Irwin. She's probably the best female striker right now in the world. That people don't know too much about her yet, but they will soon. Um, Metro, I train with Adrian Yanez, Rafian Stotts, Michael, Justice. I can keep going. There's there's a lot at Metro.
Yeah, I just had the chance to interview Michael Aswell and Cameron Smotherman last week. They're going to be fighting, for Fury Fighting Championship next Friday, and then the next day Leo Mana is competing for the UFC, as well. So there's a lot of people at Metro Fight Club and some big things happening.
Yeah, I think we have the best. We have the most stacked 135 pound division at that gym. We have the best. We have the best 135ers uh, in the state, I believe. So it's really good for me. I'm learning from them, and I hope that I'm showing them a little bit of the Muay Thai also. Uh, but yeah, it's I got a lot of training partners. Like I said, I can keep going with the list, but there's a lot.
And then you also train at Gracie Baja Westchase, right?
Yes, yeah, over there I'm training out there with Servando, uh, one of the best wrestling coaches around. His program at Gracie Baja Westchase, the kids wrestling, they're just beating everybody right now. They're the top. So I knew that if I wanted to make it far in the sport, I have to go seek knowledge from people that are the best at what they do. And so I think where I'm at right now, I have the best striking coach. I'm at the best MMA gym, and I'm at the best grappling and wrestling at Gracie Baja Westchase.
Having that background in Muay Thai, the longest, ideally, do you want to keep things standing and or where do you see yourself whenever you're keep adding to your game? How would you like to see yourself evolve?
Right now, yeah, I want to keep it standing. But the more I've been doing wrestling, I've been really liking how grueling and you grind people down in wrestling. Eventually, I want to start taking people down and just be versatile. If I have to fight on the ground, I can fight on the ground. Work on my submissions. Uh, Stop people. I want to be able to do everything eventually. So I'm constantly learning. I like being put in those bad positions at the gym just because that's the only way you're going to get better. Uh, rather get beat up at the gym than in an actual fight.
Yeah.
So eventually, I want to be able to do anything. I want to be comfortable everywhere. If I have to take it down, I take it down. If it's striking, striking. So that's my plan. It's my goals.
So going pro in April, and that is that going to be for Fury? And how many more times would you like to fight later this year?
Oh man, yeah, for sure for Fury. Um, Honestly, I want to be as active as I can. I want to be as active as possible. Uh, just like this last fight, I didn't get injured or anything, so I was back in the gym on Tuesday. I took one day off. I was back in the gym on Tuesday. So if after the fights I don't get hurt, I want to get back in the gym and start preparing for the next fight as soon as possible.
Yeah, you got a busy March and April, and then get some fights in later this year. Is the goal for you the UFC or long term? What are you thinking?
Yeah, UFC. That's the main goal. First goal is get a couple fights, win the Fury 135-pound championship belt, and then next up is UFC. That's where I see myself.
So that championship that you just won for your Fury, what have you done with the belt? Have you been able to take it anywhere, like even taking it to work, or what is that like having one of those to carry around?
Uh, and it's a really good feeling. I won a couple Muay Thai championships, but this one this one's special just because I started out MMA last year, and I had these plans in my head, and I went out there and put myself in a completely different sport, and I accomplished these goals. And yeah, like my family's like, when are you gonna bring the belt? When are you gonna bring it over?
Yeah.
I don't carry it around too much. It's actually under my TV, so whenever I'm watching TV, I'm looking at it, and I proud of the hard work that I've put in, but this is just the beginning. I know there's still a lot more work that I got to put in.
It's like a reminder. That's right there, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you like to watch on TV?
Uh, I like watching fights, honestly.
Yeah.
Whether it be boxing, kickboxing, MMA. I always like to go back and just watch them at night and study. Uh, but yeah, I watch some anime. I like watching anime. Attack on Titan, especially.
Besides combat sports, are there any other sports that you follow or watch?
Uh, I watch soccer. I'm not too much into it like I used to be. but I watch it every now and then. Uh, I like as far as sports, just pretty much soccer. If I'm not watching like fights, I'm listening to music or watching like cooking shows.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so you watch cooking shows?
Yeah, yeah. I like watching that Gordon Ramsay or I think it's Cake Boss.
Yeah. You know they have those shows on Netflix, and I caught myself like he's 9. He just turned 9 years old, and he was watching like a cake competition TV show. I can't even remember what it's called. Like on there, and I was like, "What are you watch? Why are you watching?" And then I watched. I was like, "Yeah, this is actually pretty
Yeah, it's
entertaining."
pretty good. Yeah, you get addicted to those, and then you find out there's like 10 seasons. You're like, okay, I can get invested in this.
I got some time. I got a little bit of time.
Yeah,
Okay, so watching stuff like that, are you a big sweet tooth person? Do you like to make it yourself or just eat it?
I like to eat it. I want to start cooking more, just because my mom she's like really good at cooking, and she loves cooking. She likes trying new things. Uh, and I think I got that from her.
Yeah.
I watch these cooking things, and I'm like, man, I think I can make that. So one of my goals for this year is just to start cooking more stuff this year and just trying things out.
Yeah.
Uh, but I like to eat it more than anything.
Yeah, being a fighter, constantly watching your weight, I mean, that would be beneficial, right? To be able to cook or know what you're doing and manage those things yourself, or is that something that you like lean on from the experts?
Actually, I lean off the experts. Honestly, I have my strength and conditioning coach, Jacob Rodriguez. He sent me this meal plan for for this last fight. So if I want to eat something, I shoot him a text. Hey, can I eat this, or
Yeah.
or should I not eat this?
What did your
But
diet and nutrition look like leading up to this fight last Sunday?
uh, it was a lot of like like your healthy fats, a lot of turkey, brown rice, black beans, uh, chicken, broccoli. Pretty boring, but it's not about the taste sometimes. It's about the results.
Exactly. Yeah. Is it easy for you to make 135? What do you walk around at?
Yeah, walk around 160. Yeah, 160. Yeah, once I start running, getting my miles in, like the weight usually drops. So usually whenever I do like the last weight cut, I only have to cut like 5 pounds. So it's never been hard for me to make weight. So as long as I feel comfortable making that weight, I'm gonna stick at 135.
Is running something that you like to do, or and did you play soccer before?
Yeah, I played soccer when I was in high school. I wasn't really good at it though. I was just fast, but I just liked it because of my friends. But as far as running, I hate running whenever I start it, but once you get used to it, then I enjoy it.
Yeah, and the weather here in Houston is all over the place. It's been cold, and I'm just, I follow people on social media and I see them going. I mean, you have a fight coming up, you're working. It doesn't matter if it's 20 degrees outside. You got to go run if you need to run. Like actually, I had the chance to interview Leo Mana, and he was. We were talking about this was in the summer last year before he made his UFC debut, and we were just talking about running, and he was talking about Coach Saul saying, "Hey, the legs are the first thing to go," and I just that stuck out to me.
Yeah, for sure. Same thing with my coach, Corley. He's cardio is king. He's it's one of those things that he doesn't have to tell you to do. Like you should already know to do. 3 miles minimum, and so that's something that I've learned uh, from when I started is running. Even though you don't want to run, it's you don't want to go out there and lose just because you had bad cardio.
Hey, is there anything else that you'd like to share today? We've been able to talk about a lot of stuff, and I'm excited to watch your career as it is pretty much starting in the professional ranks.
Uh, yeah, just keep an eye out for me. This is just the beginning. I'm only getting better. I still have a lot to show as far as my striking, my versatility, uh, and I said it. I'm coming for that pro belt, and whoever they put in front of me, I'll fight and I'll win.
If somebody wants to follow you on social media, how can they do that?
You can follow me at Instagram. It's at Houston Muay Thai. I don't really use Twitter too much, so I'm mostly on Instagram. So yeah, at Houston Muay Thai.
I don't use Twitter too much either. Our radio station, we have one, but I noticed that people that are in the UFC and they probably have some like managers and other people that are helping them, but all of those guys, they have time to tweet, it seems.
Yeah, I do have a Twitter. I don't get on it too much. It's like at Oliver underscore JMNZ. I get on there every now and then, just look at memes and stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on Instagram and Twitter.
Awesome. Thank you so much for making time today. I appreciate you.
But thank you for having me on. It was a pleasure.